Hello and welcome. You're about to hear a powerful story about learning to speak English fluently, starting from almost zero. If you are learning English now, this is for you. The language in this story is clear, simple, and natural. While you listen, your brain will start to understand how real English sounds. You'll get used to common words, natural speed, and the rhythm of how people really speak. Listening like this is one of the best ways to improve your English. No stress, no pressure, just real progress. So take a deep breath, enjoy the journey, and imagine that this story is also your story. Let's begin. When I was 20, my English was bad. I knew a few words, but not many. My accent was very strong. I always thought in my own language first, then tried to change it into English. But when I spoke, people didn't understand me. It was hard and frustrating. I started asking myself, what kind of job can I get if I only speak broken English? I didn't want to clean tables or wash dishes all my life. I wanted to change. I wanted to speak English well. That desire gave me energy. One day, I saw an ad on TV. A man named Mr. Wang said he could make people fluent in English in 1 year, even if they were beginners. He said his students would speak better than people who had studied English for 10 years. That sounded amazing. But his lessons were expensive, $30 per hour. I didn't have that kind of money. I also didn't call him. I thought he wouldn't tell me his method anyway. But then I told myself, if he could find a way, maybe I could find my own way too. So, I went to the library. I borrowed many books about learning English. All the books were written by native English speakers. I thought, if I want to sound native, I must learn from native speakers. I didn't understand many words, so I looked them up in the dictionary. After reading 10 books, I made a list of the strategies. Most of them said, listen a lot, read a lot, speak more, grow your vocabulary. I followed their advice. My listening got better. But speaking was still difficult. I couldn't speak fluently. So I kept reading. I read more and more. In the end, I read about 60 books. But they all said the same things. Still, my speaking didn't improve much. I decided to try something new. This time, I found books written by people like me, people who were not native English speakers but had become fluent. I read 10 of those books. To my surprise, their advice was almost the same as the native authors, with one big difference. They all said, repeat what you hear, again and again. None of the 60 native speaker books mentioned that. But the non-native fluent speakers said that repeating is key. Also, one of the books that helped me most wasn't even about English. It was about how to succeed. It was written by Tony Robbins. I almost didn't take that book, but in the last second, I changed my mind. And I'm glad I did. That book taught me how to set goals and how to believe in myself. So, I mixed everything I learned. I took the advice from the non-native speakers, added ideas from the success book, and made my own system. I called it, my Fluent English Formula. I was still living in Brooklyn at that time. Every day I went to Manhattan by subway. It took me 40 minutes each way. Walking to the station and then from the station to work took extra time. In total, I spent almost 2 hours each day just going to and from work. That gave me a perfect chance to practice. I had a Walkman. I listened to English lessons or music during my trips. But now I started using my time in a better way. I began following my own method. I turned on NPR, a radio station with English news. I listened to it on my 12-minute walk to the subway. But inside the subway, there was no signal. So I had an idea. At night, I started recording the news onto a tape. Then the next day, I listened to that tape on the train. I kept doing this every day. In the beginning, I only whispered the words. But then I started saying them out loud. The train was so noisy that nobody could hear me. That noise gave me a safe space to practice. No one cared if I was talking to myself. When I didn't understand a word, I still repeated it. When the speech was too fast, I still tried to follow. If I couldn't say a phrase clearly, I rewound the tape. I listened again. If I still couldn't say it, I rewound again and again, until I could say it properly. Then I said that word or phrase 2 or 3 times. Slowly, I got better. After 3 months, I decided to check my progress. I wanted to know if I was improving or just wasting time. I wrote down some simple sentences. Then I recorded myself saying them. When I listened to the recording, I was shocked. I sounded much better. I could speak clearly. My accent was still there, but it wasn't heavy anymore. I could hear my voice. it was smoother, more confident. 3 people had already told me that my English sounded good. I was starting to believe it. I got excited. I changed my method a little. Now I recorded a new tape only once a week. Then I listened to the same tape every day for that week. I repeated everything out loud, again and again. In the beginning of the week, I struggled with some words. But by the end of the week, I could say everything on the tape. I even remembered the sentences and could say them without listening. Week by week, I got better. After 1 month, I had mastered 4 tapes. Each one was 1 hour long. So I had 4 hours of native English in my head. I practiced 1 tape per day and spent extra time on the hardest ones. 3 months later, I recorded myself again. This time, it was unbelievable. My accent was almost gone. My pronunciation was clear. I didn't have to think in my own language first. I didn't have to translate. I just spoke. My sentences flowed. I sounded fluent. It had only been 6 months since I started practicing this way. I spoke with a friend on the phone. After a few minutes, he stopped and asked, "What did you do?" I said, "What do you mean?" He replied, "Your English, it's good." I could feel that he meant it. His voice was sincere. 2 of my cousins, both native speakers, also noticed. They asked me why my English was so good, but my brothers and sisters didn't speak like me. I told them the truth, I kept practicing. I didn't stop. Over the next few years, I created another method. I called it the open throat strategy. This technique helped me sound 100% native. It's all about how you use your voice. Later, when my son was in 1st grade, he asked me to come to his class and read a book to his classmates. His teacher saw me and got nervous. She thought, this man probably doesn't speak English. But the moment I started reading, everything changed. She looked at me with wide eyes. Then she smiled. I read the story with energy, with emotion, and in perfect English. She pulled out her camera and took pictures. After class, she asked me if I could help with other school activities. That day, I knew something for sure. I sounded like a native. Not just fluent, native. That's the power of the open throat method. It means you speak from your stomach, not from your throat only. You let the air flow. You bring energy from deep inside you. Your throat is open, your voice is full, and your sound is strong. You feel your stomach move when you speak. That's how singers perform. That's how confident speakers talk. My daughter later joined a chorus group. Her teacher told the class not to sing with a chicken throat. That means talking or singing with tension, with fear, with a weak sound. Many people speak English like that, with a chicken throat, because they are scared to make mistakes. Are you shy when you speak English? Are you scared to say the wrong thing? Don't be. It's normal to make mistakes in a second language. Everyone does. But if you let that fear control you, you will never speak well. Instead, open your throat. Let your voice out. Speak with energy. Speak with purpose. If you do that for 6 months, just like I did, your English will change. You will feel more confident. People will listen to you. Some native speakers may even be surprised, or a little shocked, when they hear how good your English is. So how did I do it? I used my Fluent English formula. It has 3 steps. Step 1, set your goal. Step 2, take action. Step 3, follow through. Let's talk about step 1. You must be clear about what you want. Your goal must be strong. It must give you power. My goal was simple. I didn't want to spend my life doing physical jobs with low pay. I wanted to work in an office. I wanted to have a better life. That goal was strong enough to push me forward every day. What's your reason? Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to study at a university. Maybe you just want to understand movies or talk to people. It doesn't matter what your reason is. But you must have one. Your goal must be something you must do, not just something you want to do. It must feel important to you. It must be a goal that keeps you going when you feel tired, bored, or frustrated. That's the power of step 1. Now let's talk about step 2, take action. Setting a goal is the first step. But just having a goal won't change anything. You must do something. You must take action every day. Even small actions will help you grow. I had a strong goal. But I didn't have much. I spoke broken English. I had no money for private lessons. I didn't have much free time. Still, I took action. I used the time I had, on the train, walking to work, even cooking, to practice. It doesn't matter what you can do. What matters is what you will do. I knew a lot of people who had more than me. They had better education. They had money. They had time. But they didn't take action, so nothing changed. I had very little, but I kept practicing. You don't need everything to be perfect. You just need to move forward. One step, then another. So how do you take action? I'll show you. But first, understand this, to speak English like a native, you must practice speaking. Not just reading. Not just listening. Speaking. You must train your brain and your body, your mouth, lips, tongue, throat, and stomach, to speak naturally. You must say the words out loud, again and again. This is the only way. You don't need expensive tools. I used an old Walkman and cheap headphones. Today you can use your phone and a free app, or an MP3 player, or your car speaker. Anything that lets you listen and speak out loud. Where can you practice? Anywhere. On the train, I did. If it's noisy, that's even better. You can speak out loud and no one will hear you. On the bus, great place to practice. You can pretend you're on a call. In your car, this is the best place. It's quiet. You can turn up the volume. You can speak with full voice. You can use your hands, your emotions. You can go 100% full speed. Just drive safely. At home, while cooking, cleaning, folding laundry. These are perfect moments to practice. Outside, while walking, jogging, or shopping. Put on your headphones and repeat out loud. At work, if you work in a noisy place, even better. I worked at an airplane factory. It was loud, so I used noise-canceling headphones. No one noticed I was talking to myself. Even 10 minutes of practice is better than nothing. But there's something else. Something very important. The material you use matters a lot. You must practice with real English. English that native speakers use every day. Don't use old textbooks with fake conversations. If you listen to, "Hello, Mr. Smith. It is nice to meet you." That's not how people talk. It's correct grammar, but it's not real life. No one says that. People say, "Hey, how's it going?" or "What's up?" That's real. Also, you must choose your accent, American or British. Pick one and stick with it. Don't mix them. It's like getting on a boat, you can only sit in one at a time. Either accent is fine. Just focus on one. Once you choose your accent, find material in that accent. Use native speakers. Use real-life recordings. Movies. Podcasts. Interviews. News. Anything where native speakers are speaking naturally. Now, here's how to use that material. Step 1, listen and repeat at the same time. When you hear a word or sentence, repeat it right away. Don't wait. Don't try to understand. Just say it. Step 2, go through the whole material. From beginning to end. Say everything you can. If something is too hard, just make a sound and move on. Don't stop. Step 3, record your voice. Listen to the native speaker in your headphones, and at the same time record yourself repeating. You will listen to this later to check your progress. Step 4, repeat the full material again. This is your third time. Now it should be a little easier. You're building flow and confidence. Step 5, go back and focus on the hard parts. Rewind. Repeat the difficult words many times. Until you can say them smoothly. Step 6, ignore the meaning. Focus on speaking, not on translating. Let your brain learn the meaning naturally over time. Step 7, repeat the whole material again, 3 more times. Mimic the voice, the flow, the emotion, the speed, the tone. Copy everything. Step 8, record yourself again. Same material. Then compare this new recording with your first one. Step 9, find new material. Choose something at the right level, not too slow, not too fast. And do it all again. That's how you build fluency. One piece of English at a time. After each month, go back to the old material and review. This helps your brain remember everything. It also shows you how far you've come. This method works. I followed these steps. I didn't spend any money. I just used what I had. The results changed my life. So now, what's left? Step 3, follow through. You have your goal. You've started taking action. Now you must keep going. Day by day. Week by week. You don't need to do everything at once. Start small. Keep building. So now, we're at the end. You've set your goal. You've started taking action. Now the only thing left is to finish what you started. That means one thing, keep going. Fluency doesn't come in one day. It doesn't come by magic. It comes from small steps taken every day. The secret is not talent. It's not money. It's not having a perfect accent from the start. The real secret is this: you show up every day and practice. One word: persistence. Even 5 minutes a day is better than nothing. 10 minutes is better than 5. 1 hour is even better. But the most important thing is this: do it again tomorrow. Speak out loud. Practice on the bus. Practice in your kitchen. Practice in your car. Repeat what you hear. Don't whisper. Speak with power. Open your throat. Let the sound come from your chest, not your teeth. You don't need fancy books. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a classroom. What you need is a strong reason, something that pushes you. Maybe it's a better job. Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's pride. Use it. Let that reason drive you. And choose the right materials. Not slow, fake textbook English. Not robot voices. Choose real voices. Real English. Real emotion. Pick an accent, American or British, and follow it. Copy it. Match the flow. Match the tone. Copy the way they breathe, the way they stop, the way they pause. That's how you sound like a native. Not by learning more rules. Not by memorizing more grammar. But by becoming the sound, feeling it, living it. You can do it. Not because I say it, but because I did it. I was just like you. I had bad English. I was afraid to speak. But I didn't give up. I worked every day. I recorded my voice. I listened. I repeated. I corrected myself. And I kept going. And then, one day, I opened my mouth, and the English just came out. Clear. Confident. Natural. You can reach that point too. I believe that with everything in me. But now, it's not about me anymore. It's about you. Your choice. Your voice. Your journey. Take one small action today. Just one. Listen. Repeat. Record yourself. Start with that. And then do it again tomorrow. Then again the next day. That's it. That's the whole path. That's your formula for fluent English. It's not easy. But it's possible. And it's yours. Forever.